You've probably heard the story of the lion and the gazelle before. Each day, the lion wakes up knowing it must outrun the slowest gazelle, or it'll starve. The gazelle wakes up knowing it must outrun the fastest lion, or it'll be eaten. But here's the difference. If there's no lion chasing the gazelle, what happens? It stops running. It has no reason to keep moving. Many of us are living like the gazelle. We wait for external pressures, for something outside of ourselves to motivate us to keep going. But what happens when those pressures disappear? We stop, we pause, and that's where many of us are stuck, waiting for something to push us. But life isn't about waiting for a chase. It's about finding a deeper inner reason to keep moving forward. You're not unsuccessful because you lack talent. It's not about your skills or abilities. Many people with the most incredible talents fail because their character can't sustain them where their talent took them. That's the problem. It's a lack of inner drive. Ask yourself, what's your motive? What wakes you up in the morning? Why do you find it so hard to get up when the alarm goes off at 4 a.m.? Why does the thought of getting up at 6 a.m. seem insane to you? It's because you haven't tapped into that inner force that pushes you beyond the comfort of your bed. You don't have that why driving you to say no to hitting snooze and yes to embracing the grind. Someone once came up to me and said, "I'm tired. I'm putting in the work, but I'm not seeing results. I've read the books, I've put in the hours, I'm doing everything you said, but I'm not seeing the payoff." Here's what I told them, and here's what I'm telling you now. The reason behind what you do is more important than the action itself. It's not just about doing the work. It's about understanding why you're doing it. There are plenty of skilled doctors with poor bedside manners, and lawyers with brilliant minds, but awful attitudes. This isn't just about competence. This is about character. This is about asking yourself what drives you, what moves you. In business, sports, health, or life in general, you have to constantly evaluate your mindset and your motives. Even when your actions are good, ask yourself, what's the purpose behind them? Is it just to check off a box, or is there a bigger reason driving you to push forward? When you want to succeed as badly as you want to breathe, something shifts. When you feel like you've got nothing left in the tank, but you dig deep and push through anyway, that's when real growth happens. If you're doing it for someone else, if you're like that lion hunting to feed its pride, you find the strength to keep going. You realize that you can't stop because others depend on your grind. I wish I could tell you it'll get easier, that the weight you're carrying will lighten, but that's not the truth. The truth is, you have to find something inside you that pushes you beyond what's comfortable. You have to find that fire that drives you to keep moving, even when everything in you is screaming to stop. When you find your why, you stop hitting snooze. You find the will to make things happen, no matter what obstacles stand in your way. It's time to look yourself in the mirror and take charge of your destiny. It's time to stop letting others determine your path. You are in control. You can't wait for things to get easier or for someone else to come along and push you. The time for wishing is over. The time for doing is now. If you truly want to achieve greatness, you must be relentless in your pursuit. You must act like your life depends on it, because it does. When you reach the point where you can't take it anymore, when you feel like you've hit rock bottom, that's when opportunities begin to reveal themselves. That's when doors start opening. But here's the catch. You can't quit before you get there. You can't give up in the middle of the process. Champions are made when they keep going, even when there's nothing left in the tank. That's what separates the good from the great. It's when they're exhausted, frustrated, and ready to give up that they push through and find a way to keep going. That's when the real magic happens. When you feel like you've given everything, when your energy is drained, when you've run out of money or time, that's when it's showtime. That's when you dig deep and find a way out of nowhere. You breathe when there's no air left. You push when your legs can't carry you any further. When you want success as badly as you want to breathe, you'll find a way. So I ask you, what are you going to do now?